And a hey ho, what's a going on, everybody? Paul's here, Eric's here, Cosman's here. What up, what up? How goes the journey, everyone? Skilly bop dee dee bow. Steve's here. Roll call. What is going on, my friends? Some of you are not happy to be here. Do the thummy thing, you guys. It's important, I think. Everybody says it's important. I don't know. Oh, I'ma make some potatoes. Boil them, mash them, stick them in a stew. But none of those things. None of those. I'm not going to boil them or mash them or stick them in a stew. I'm going to stick them in a frying pan with some other things and make them good. And Gretchen's here with her fancy name and her teal star. All right. How goes everybody's week? Got the thumbs up from Steve-O. Everybody okay? I think he has missed us, Paul. I always miss you guys. I wake up every morning thinking, is today the live show? Oh, damn. And then when it is, I'm like, yay. Just fed the fish. Feeding the fish. Get the sprinkly time with the nuggets of stuff. Unless you got like piranhas, because that'd be more fun to feed them probably. Was very busy, got a job. That's good. Jobs are good as long as, in general, jobs are good. The concept of job is good. A lot of jobs are good. Having a job is good. Oh, I'm doing okay, Paul. I'm all right. I'm keeping on, keeping on. It's all you can do. Keep on moving. Have some baby fish. I hatch brine shrimp for them. Oh, that's not the sprinkly. Every time I hear like feeding the fish, I picture like the little plastic jar, and you twist the top off, and you get the little flakes, and you. I've never had fish myself, but I've known a lot of people who have fish, and it's always just been the like. Looking at property again in the Port Angeles area. That's in Washington State. Job should be good. Will pay more than pension and is only part-time. There you go. More pay for not more work than you want to do, hopefully. You still got all that, it's only part-time, so you still got all that extra time to hang out with your mother-in-law. Ordered a Kodak slide and scan. Kodak slide and scan to process a bunch of 50mm slides. Some negatives. Interior shots of my grandfather's store in Chase. Oh, sweet, sweet. I remember in university when I was in fine arts, there was a in the fine arts department, there was a slide, like there was a photography, like there was a dark room there. I never used the dark room, but there was a slide table, and there are bins and bins of slides of like old art and like, so for art history kids would often go there and go through the slides of all the old art pieces and things, and to pop them up on the table, and it was a big light table. Turned it house. G'day, legends. That's how you know somebody's Australian, is because they say shit like that. Even if he didn't have Aus in his name, you would know just from G'day, legends. Oh, my company let 7 people go yesterday due to budget cuts. Fucking budget cuts. Be better at budgeting, companies. Only 40 people. They cut 7 of 47? That's a good sized percentage. I have about 1/8 the energy you do right now. I'm faking it. I'm faking it because I have not eaten again, and it wasn't a hard day at work, but it was a day of work. I was wallpapering most of today, which is odd. It's not a thing that I do all the time, and I haven't done for a long time. And it wasn't. Have you ever wallpapered with like stickum wallpaper, like peel off the back wallpaper? The only wallpapering I've ever done in my life was like the big trough of water style wallpapering, and this stuff was like they were like big roll of sticker basically. And I was like, oh, this will be nice. It's not gonna be all messy with the big bin of water trough type thing, and it's all slimy and shit. I don't know if I prefer the big trough of water situation when I'm wallpapering, honestly. The sticky back wallpaper, it's kind of shitty to like get, because when you put it, then it's stuck. Like with the trough of water style wallpaper, you can do a little bit up on the wall. You can kind of like maneuver it a little bit. With the sticky back stuff, it's just like a giant roll of sticker, and you gotta like, as you're applying it, you gotta like peel the back off as you're like squeegeeing it down. And then if you get wrinkles in it, you gotta like it's I don't know. I think I prefer the big water trough style. And it's like a tall room. It wasn't a big wall. We did one wall, but it was a tall room. It's the kitchen. The kitchen upstairs is turning into another classroom. We unkitchenized it. And the ceiling in there, I think, is probably 12 foot. So up on the ladder and down the ladder and up on the ladder and down the ladder, and Sean McGill's here. I haven't been fishing for ages. I haven't been fishing for a long time. Yeah, I went through a little stint when I was a teenager, but it was like stand on the shore, lake fishing type fishing. And I went ice fishing a few times out in Saskatchewan, but never been a big fisher. Just put up a shelf in the shop and mounted my room air filter. Cardio for the month done with 35 keg overhead. Yeah, 35 kegs. That's heavy. Your legs will be feeling that ladder, and yeah, probably. My back is already a little bit. don't know. It was a day of work. I mean, I'm gonna start frying some things. We'll make some potatoes. I think that's all I'm gonna do. I did get stuff to make sandwich, but I think I'm just gonna do. Come on. I think I'm just gonna do a big batch of. Do some onions, take them off. Do some potatoes, put the onions in, and then maybe some cheese and meat and stuff in with the potatoes. I don't know. I've got things. Let's get some food in me. Dude, not even thinking about it. I'm just gonna do the whole thing. Time to sharpen this knife. It's past time to sharpen your knife. Also, just so you guys know, it's time for you to sharpen your kitchen knives as well. The ones that sharpen. Unless you just did them, it's time to do them. Sharp kitchen knife is a big deal. And it's like, the kitchen knives are like bandsaw blades. Like, you don't notice them going dull. But then, I mean, with bandsaw blades, it's like when you put a fresh one on, you realize how dull the old one was. And with kitchen knives, it's the same thing. It's like when you sharpen it, and then you go like, oh, that was super dull. Some Fior. A little garlic. A little salt. Oh, I'm crying. Some onions really, and then some don't. These ones, woo, that one did it. I'm watering. Don't touch your eyeballs. Oh, I can't even see. Back in there. Guy back in there. He's all broken up. Oh man. Ugh. Don't touch them. Don't touch them. Oh. Is that burner even on? Yep. It just wasn't fully hot before the stuff hit it. Davey is on top of the knife sharpening. I should be better at it. I mean, I should be better at sharpening everything, but sharpen each kitchen knife after each use. Ah, see, that's even better. Put your onion in an egg soaked in water. Put with an egg soaked in water. Somebody, I mean, it might have been you, said that before. But I got that onion today, so that wasn't going to help me. I got that onion before work today. Oh, wow, damn. Sometimes, though, sometimes it's not that bad. And then other times it's like you just get one onion and it's just, for some reason, it just hits you like a sack of bricks. Oh. Who's this stoner dude? I know, right? What, his red eyes and his... Yeah. Peace and love, everybody. I do kind of do that, though. Like, I do kind of like, let's all get along. Oh. Ba-da-bop, ba-dee-dee-bow. How about that video today that everybody watched and liked and commented on that I put out earlier today? Right? You guys all did that, right? I know Gretchen did because she got it early because of her green name and her teal star. She watched it yesterday. Run my knife on a steel each time I use it. That's a good strategy. I just don't do maintenance enough. I saw a book Mike needs. The only self-help book you'll ever need. Beautifully simple approach to life. I think I have a relatively simple approach to life already. I think we should all go out and buy a new Rikon bandsaw. It's not a terrible idea. Just get the one with the foot brake. Get a lot of questions about my bandsaw. I do! Shut up! I get more questions about my bandsaw than you get about yours, Marv. I watched it, but I was hoping for more wheel falling off. I know, right? It was fun. I was just, whoop, off it comes. I did yesterday on the TV, so no comment. Well, you should probably go back on your computer and make sure that you watch it again, so you make sure you caught everything, and then you leave a little comment. Sean, don't you already have a Rikon bandsaw? Was there a grub screw that was loose? Yes, there was. That was, if you watch the bloopers, I grabbed the little Allen key off the back of the machine and I'm like, but look, there's a little, it's right there and you can just pop it back. At least you answered the why you don't utilize the safety part of it. Because fuck safety, yo! I'm anxious. I have my first CNC on the way. Can't wait. Garage is going to get some more woodworking equipment. Well, it's too bad that CNC isn't woodworking. Oh, right? Isn't that what the idiots say? Because if you're stupid, that's the thing that you say. I have the 324 version of the bandsaw. 324, is that just like the prior one? Oh, is that the one? It's basically the same saw, except it was earlier, so it's green. Is it green? Before Rikon went to its Prussian blue. You get the 10-inch one, the little benchtop guy. That's supposed to be a really good saw. Who needs safety when you have those Band-Aids, right? And the Canadian healthcare system. Got to get a table saw or a bandsaw. I think it's only considered real woodwork according to the like CNC isn't woodworking people. I think I'm pretty sure that it's only considered woodworking if you use an axe. I think you're allowed to use an axe and maybe a chisel. I'm not sure. But the idiots that say that CNC isn't woodworking, I'm pretty sure that, I mean, they have faulty logic anyway, but I think if you follow their logic to its destination, I think you're actually only allowed to use your teeth. Because apparently any tool, it then makes you not a woodworker. Table saw is good for precision. Bandsaw is great for almost everything else. I was saying, Gretchen asked, she said, I'm thinking about maybe getting a bandsaw before a table saw. And I was trying to figure out like a concise way to say that's a yes and no from me. I think the proper order of things is table saw first. But after you have everything, if you're getting rid of stuff, you get rid of the table saw first. Because a good bandsaw that you know how to tune up, and then you know how to clean up the things that come off the bandsaw. You're never going to get a joint ready surface. Not never. But bandsaw and knowing hand planes can get you where you need to go. If I was getting rid of tools, if somebody said, let's go down the list, you have to get rid of tools one at a time, the bandsaw would be probably the last power tool to leave. But I wouldn't have gotten to the point where I could say that without doing the table saw first on the way up. The 324 is still blue, but Allen keys for bearing adjustment. Okay, and shorter fence. Okay. I want to say, if you cut off your thumb, then it would look like your face. Oh. Yeah, your face needs a chop stool or something. Circular saw will do 99% of the table saw job. I mean, sure. Everybody can woodwork how they want to woodwork. I'm not going to tell somebody not to have a table saw, not to have a CNC, not to have a shaper origin. Like, fuck, do what you want to do. Whatever brings you joy. Or if you're trying to make money with this, don't do an all hand tool shop and then complain that you can't make money. You know, but if you're just having fun and you want to just make everything with a 1/2 inch chisel, you go ahead. I have 2 table saws and I use my bandsaw so much more. Like I said, I'm at the point where I do almost all my rough breakdown on the bandsaw, and then it's just the final cleanup, precision, repeatable dimensioning stuff that happens on the table saw. But it wasn't always that way. I could be happy in a shop without a table saw as a hobbyist. Now that I have gone through the phases of things. But there's nothing like a table saw when you're trying to batch and churn with precision or accuracy, I guess. I'm deliberating bandsaw v table saw for my first major woodworking piece. I still think it's the table saw. I think the table saw is probably the first, because you can get it. It amplifies your capacity so much. And then once you get bandsaw later, then you can start relying less on your table saw. I wouldn't have this shop without a table saw, because the table saw allowed me to make things good enough and quick enough to make them worth selling, to build up my shop into what it is. This is for fun. I do art. Sweet. Did 3D printing mastered that. That needs some punctuation. Do laser cutting, engraving. Also a bad sentence. The next logical step was CNC. It's art for me. Just learning is half the enjoyment. Whatever is turning your crank and feeding your soul, my friend. If just learning a new thing is what's getting you going, then just learn a new thing and then move on and then learn a new thing. That's no wrong answers. Amplify your capacity is a good t-shirt. Yeah, I think it is. I'm new to your channel. Is woodworking your main job, and what's your biggest seller every year? It's not my main job. It is a not insignificant portion of what I do. I have a part-time job where I work at an art studio. I'm in art education programming and art retail and art supplies retail, and technically my position is outreach and promotions and community engagement and things like that. But I'm out here numerous days a week, every week. What was the other question? What's my biggest seller every year? Slimline pens. Not even close. Cheap wooden pens, absolutely easily my biggest seller. I got rid of my workbench and kept the table saw. The top of the saw is now my workbench. Do you have like a faux top, like a wooden top that you put over your table saw, or do you actually work on the top of your table saw? Because I like to be able to have a surface I can like drill into, or like my saw can go down into and stuff, and I wouldn't want to do that on a metal surface. But Mike Langland. Be careful. There's only allowed to be a certain number of mics. So I'm glad that you got here before Mikey B, because now we got to kick Mikey B out when he shows up. Skill saw, ropes, pulleys, and some old gym weights are a reasonable substitute for a saw. Sure. Sure. Do what you got to do. Also, grammar police. Well, just stop fucking it up, and then I'll stop having to correct you. Wooden top on top of the saw with a rubber mat. There you go. Cooking the onion, cooking the onion, cooking the onion to make some potatoes with some onions in them. And then I'll put some meat and cheese involved. I think you have 200 pen blanks that I won't throw away then. More than that. Yeah, I teach pen turning and stuff too. Like, one of the things that I do down at the studio is I teach introduction to certain facets of woodworking classes, and some painting classes and some resin classes and things like that. I have numerous income streams, thankfully, because it helps me live inside and eat food. Ugg dogs. Sweet. That's a disgrace. Feel like that's trolling, is what I feel like that is. Is there some smart folk with storage and good small space usage? Yeah, I mean, Paul Waldrop's got like a little shed, and he makes like a bajillion Telecasters. Those are great. Just made the last post for Grammar Police. See, I told you it was trolling. Looking at the tree's Cremona slabs and seeing the number of pen blanks in it. At least 40. Yeah. Good thing you didn't do backsies, Mike. That would have had main Mike on you worse than Grandma Police. Grandma Police I like better. Grandma Police, I feel like Grandma Police should be a Weird Al cover of Karma Police by Radiohead. Pen blanks are everywhere. They sure are. There's another at least 30 in my workbench top. Seven Canadian NHL teams playing today. Will the Canucks lose 10 straight? I think yes. Do they suck this year? Sounds like they suck. Onions always take longer than they should. Onions always take longer than I want them to. I've only had one drink. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. No, thank you. That Gretchen is putting smiley faces, but they're like gray-haired smiley faces. Are you calling me old right now? Is that what's happening? I'll fight you. Grandma's for the police. Oh, okay. Yep. Okay. Fair enough. Those are the grandma police. It's all coming together. And they just go around giving people tickets for not wearing their sweaters. They're like, you should really have a sweater on. And then they offer you soup. As long as it's not tomato. Took him a while as usual, but it eventually clicked. I'll fight you too. Can't keep up with all you. I was just about to say something. Oh, speaking of shaking my fist, anybody know what the hell happened to router bits? In terms like, is there some kind of like exceptional shortage of router bits? I was at Home Depot today grabbing something else, and I was like, oh, while I'm here, I should just pop over to the router bits and grab a new little bullnose guy. Remember, because I don't know if you were here when I sucked my bullnose router bit up into my vacuum, and I was like, it's okay, it was dull and I needed to replace it. So I was gonna go get a new one. Since when are Freud router bits like $70? What the shit is happening? A 1/4-inch shank Freud router bit should in no universe should be $70. Honest question, why do all us woodworkers have beards? Well, your premise is flawed because I know lots of woodworkers without beards. But the reason that some woodworkers have beards is because beards are awesome and shaving is stupid. And partly shaving is stupid, which is part of why beards are awesome, because they're so much better than shaving. Tariffs maybe imported into U.S. and then distributed to Canada. I don't know, but even still, like unless Canada is tariffing router bits at like 120%, that's nonsense. Was it the Quadra Cut one or 2-cutter one? It was all of them, the whole rack of them. It didn't matter. Like, I think that they didn't have the one that I wanted anyway, so it didn't matter, but I wouldn't have bought it at that price. Like, I'll just not do that function. Fuck you. But the 1/4-inch spiral, $70. All the pattern bits, the roundovers, like between $60 and $70. I've always thought Freud was overrated. Well, now they are. I'm not paying Freud, it was my router bit of choice because it was like pretty good value. Like at $25 or $30, which is what I was paying for them not that fucking long ago. It's a decent router bit for $25 or $30. Yeah. Okay, that'll do for onions for now, and we'll just dump them in another. We'll dump them over here for now. Keep them warm. And then we'll come back over here. Done. Potatoes. They're going to take longer than I want them to, too. But it's okay. They'll be delicious. That's probably it. I'll put some meat and cheese and stuff in them later. That's probably enough for dinner. And hit them with some stuff. Maybe these guys get a little bit of cayenne. A little bit of chili powder. Potatoes. Rock on. Onions just staying warm. All right. Let's scroll in back. I feel like we've seen this recipe before. It's probably not that far off something I've made before. Yep. Looking to get a lathe myself. I can afford much. Well, look at you. Yeah, you're probably saying you can't, but do you want to dig the one out of the vacuum? I might. I might at that price. Or is it the safety manuals tell us we shouldn't have a long beard and we have generalized mindset? Yeah, don't tell me what I'll show you what not to. Tom, lathes are not that complicated, my friend. You can get away with a cheap lathe and get a lot of work done. Find a used something decent on Facebook Marketplace, get spinning, and then save up for something good and new or whatever eventually. There's not a lot to a lathe. Like if things are working well, you can get by with a cheap lathe for a while. Looking at my local Ace Hardware Freud quarter diameter, blah 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 blah. Up got $25.99 American dollars. So that's still only like 35, less than 35 Canadian bucks. Like that's stupid. Is there a Mike's Never Tried edition? There is a Mike's Never Had This Food Before tonight for dessert. That's why I love buying bits from Rockler. Well, Mr. Lottie-Da with his Rockler. Like, I don't have that, yo. What was it last week? Cheesecake with some sauce and some Mexican peanuts. Yes, it was both Mexican peanuts and a new drizzle for cheesecake last week. This week it is dessert, but it's neither of those things. Matt Damon survived on Mars for 3 months on that amount of taters. It's true, but he also didn't work as hard as I do. I need more taters than him. Damn it, now I'm hungry. You guys should not come to this show hungry because when I make food, it's usually pretty good. I grabbed a banh mi, I don't know how to say that, while I was down the street. Whew. A little cayenne up the schnoz. Needs bacon. It's probably not going to get bacon, but it's going to get some kind of meat sprinkled in. It needs some protein. Don't forget to buy a Beaver chuck. Absolutely. If you're gonna get into turning and you want to buy a cheap lathe, make sure you also get the cheapest thing that you can that holds the piece that's spinning at a high rate of speed that you're going to stick a sharp piece of metal in. Make sure that that's the thing that you cheap out on also. About to get rid of the lathe that I've got laying around for my son. Well, because you'll just win another one if he doesn't get his butt over here and do maintenance on it and take it away. Yeah. Dumb question. How dry does wood need to be to turn it? It doesn't. Lots of people just took fresh cut wood and turn it. But then you want to turn it down to a consistent thickness and then let it dry and reshape itself. And then turn it again. It's called like twice turned generally, or wet turning. And then you let it dry and then you finish it. But oh, backsies, Marv, backsies. I see it. Paul Waldrop can give you a timeout. Why? What did he do? Marv, what'd you do? When are great for pens? Yeah, little tabletop guys are great for little stuff. You're okay for little stuff. The Rikon 70 220 VSR. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. That's essentially the Laguna, except with a blue paint job. Had leftover wood-fired pizza for lunch. There you go. That sounds good too. I'm just gonna fry up these taters for a bit, and I'm gonna throw some meat and cheese in them and the onions back in. I'm gonna have ham paste on. There you go, ham paste on toast, baby. All of my lathes are cheap, but I still buy quality chucks. They're not though. Don't you have? You got a Laguna, and you've got. Don't you have a Jet 1221? No, you did a Harbor Freight. Wait, you won a Laguna. What'd you do with that? That's not a cheap lathe. Yeah, but buy quality chucks. That was my point I was getting at. Don't cheap out on the thing that holds the thing. Oh, I can't backseas my comment. You did. So, I don't know. Sold the Jet. Oh, right. 2 Lagunas and 1 Harbor Freight. They're cheap because they're free. That's inexpensive. They were inexpensive. They weren't cheap. They're not cheap lathes. They just didn't cost you very much. Chucks and lathe tools, quality matters. Yeah, the thing that spins is the lathe itself is probably the least important part of turning. It sounds funny, but like the thing that actually spins the wood, as long as it spins it consistently and it's got a rest on it for your tool, everything else is bells and whistles. The thing that holds the piece that you're turning and the sharp piece of metal that you're sticking in it, even that, the sharp piece of metal you're sticking in it, you can sharpen if it gets dull, and you should. Twice turned, as Mike said, is mainly for bowls. Generally, turn to the thickness of 10-inch diameter so it can dry evenly, save a lot of time. Yeah, you turn them like an inch thick, and then you dry them out so that the blanks don't take forever to dry. And then they warp a little bit, and then you just return them to their final shape. Yes, you should always sharpen your carbide bits. Don't do that. Only idiots do that. Just buy a new one. They're $20 and you get 4 sides. Sharpening carbide bits. I spend $10 a year on carbide bits, not sharpening them. So maybe $15 a year on average buying new carbide bits for my turning tools. I'm okay with that expense. Like, don't forget to reuse your sandpaper as often as you can too. Use it until it's all the way down to the damn paper. Get all that grit off of that sandpaper before you... You can sharpen a carbide butt. You can sharpen your own carbide butt. You're taking it off, flipping it upside down. Yeah, sure you can. You can, if that's how you want to spend your time. I'll just turn them when they get dull, and then when they're all of the sides are dull, you can put a new one on for $20 every year and a half. I'm fine. I'm okay with that. You can sharpen yours. Still have some of my original carbide tips from over 10 years ago. They work great because I sharpened them. And you've saved, over the 10 years, you've saved... Yeah, I guess that adds up, I suppose. But I don't care. I don't want to invest 20 minutes down the shop and back again for a 3-second sharpen. Just have one, or order one, or get one the next time you're there for when you need to replace it. Just, like, I don't know. You guys do what you want to do. If you want to have a bandsaw, you have a bandsaw. If you want to sharpen your carbide blades, if you want to get a CNC machine, if you want to make everything with a sharp rock that you hit with another rock, like, whatever. You guys, it's all fine. If you keep talking about using all the grit like that, my wife, your wife will never let you get more. She's watching live with me. Don't do that. If at any time you feel like you should replace your sandpaper, you should have already. Sandpaper goes dull. You guys, tear it off and put a new one on and throw it in the garbage. It's a consumable. We all try to use the shit out of it. We try to use it for as long as we can because in some ways it feels wasteful, but it's not working. It's like using a new piece of sandpaper that costs 40 cents to cut down the amount of time that you need to sand by 9 minutes. Like, it's like, the Allen key hollower that I sent Mike was my last steel turning tool. All carbide now. All carbide and sharpening them all the time. It does, but it can also just get clogged. I mean, sure, but again, for 40 cents, I just put a new one on. Like, I'm not a wealthy man. Okay? But I am not going to clean random orbit sandpaper discs to give them a longer life versus the 40 cents of replacing it when probably well past when I should have replaced it. I'm already using them too long. I don't change my bandsaw blade as often as I should. I don't change my sandpaper as often as I should. I don't sharpen my tools as often as I should. You use everything longer than you already should. Let's not worry about nickels and dimes when we're talking about making multiple $1,000 pieces of furniture. Like if I'm making a $5,000 table for somebody, they can guess what? The cost of those 40-cent sheets of sandpaper is wrapped into that. I'm a tightwad and I like being a tightwad. You can do whatever turns your crank. Mrs. Mike here. Jackie, how are you? He can get all the sandpaper he wants. I only steal the fine grits for edge coating vinyl. Edge coating vinyl. Okay. So you obviously are a maker type person also. I don't know what edge coating vinyl is, but I'm up for it. Sandpaper is a consumable, but I do clean the sandpaper if it gets clogged up. I will once in a while, a random orbit disc, if my eraser thing, if this guy happens to be near me, I might give it a quick hit to give it a little more life. And I use this on belt sander belts. I don't know why I had trouble with that. My random oscillating belt sander belts, because those aren't 40 cents. But Mrs. Other Mike. Yep. I'm a bag maker. Making bags. You make that bag. Is it? No, that's not a thing. I found Mike last night in Cobb Mountain Woodworking. They have some really cool stuff. You found Mike last night in Cobb Mountain Woodworking. Like, is that a place? I'm going to buy a headlight restoration kit this summer and tackle my 14-year-old car. Oh, yeah, you got to keep them peepers shiny, right? You know what you need? You need custom grit. You buff some custom grit onto those and get those all sheeny. It's probably more expensive than you want to pay for headlight refreshing. Oh yeah, these are looking good. I might intentionally overcook them a little bit. I don't like finding one when I'm eating them. I don't like finding one that's like a little bit, still got a little bit too much. Typically stick to faux leather and other fabrics. Cool. Making bags. Everybody needs bags. YouTube channel, and he has a community where people post their stuff. Hey, I do all of that too. I do a YouTube channel. And I have do I have a community where people post their stuff? I mean, kinda. I got a Reddit. And I got a Patreon. Can you guys post stuff on Patreon? Anybody on my Patreon? Is there like a community posting area there? There should be. There's gotta be. I guess I have a Facebook page. Can people post things on my Facebook page? I don't do a lot of the social media things. I don't like it. I don't like social medias. They can all suck it. They're all garbage. But I mean, you could tag me and stuff on Instagram and I would see it. Sometimes we do a show and tell where people email me things and I have my computer out here and we'll look at things on the computer. I get lost in researching products before a purchase. Most hesitant shopper you're likely to meet. It's true. The dude will hum and haw over and you know, like camera gear and like I remember this guy talking about like shopping for a new tripod. It was like 2 years. It was 2 years. He was like, I think I've almost settled on the tripod that I want. I had no idea Bogfoot lived on Cobb Mountain. That sounds like a children's fairy tale. It's like Bogfoot who lives on Cobb Mountain is a character in a children's fairy tale. There's old man Bogfoot up there on Cobb Mountain. And everybody thinks that he's scary, but he's actually super nice, and he's just kind of like misunderstood. Can't post to Patreon, just respond to your stuff. There's no like community post section for members. That seems like a missed opportunity. If you want to support this channel, become a channel member. That's true. Or go to the patreon.com/woodenthings and stuff. It's a good point. It's a good point, Paul. Seen lots of videos, people doing that, Paul Walter. Might go that route. What? Skip the expensive. Oh, the headlight repair kits. 1500 grit and spray clear acrylic on it, then buff. I thought I heard somebody say one time that toothpaste is with like a buffer. But it looks like this guy from VI. Vancouver Island? That's me. Or is VI like Virginia? Mike, you missed it. YouTube has a built-in as of August. You just have to turn it on from your YouTube app. Oh yeah, I know YouTube has a community section, and I have not turned it on, and I'll tell you why in a second. I just stir my potatoes. Give my potatoes a toss here. The reason I have not turned on my YouTube community section is because the people that I follow on YouTube who have turned on their community sections, their community members' posts come up in my subscription feed. And it's annoying as shit. Because it'll be somebody asking Matt Cremona, like, hey, how long do I have to dry a piece of wood before I make it into a piece of furniture? And that is not something that I need in my subscription feed on YouTube. That's a conversation between him and, like, I don't get why that's a thing. Like, the people who subscribe to my channel shouldn't be forced, no offense, but they shouldn't be forced to see the things that people who follow my channel post to my community page. You know what I mean? Like, that seems like shitty design to me. Hello from Virginia. Yay! Which Virginia? Like the real one? Or because there's, I don't know if you're new. By the way, if you're new, sometimes I make up regional areas. I believe that Virginia is actually part of the Carolinas in terms of like the way that I've determined that the U.S. is laid out. It goes down the coast on that side. It goes Maine, Pittsburgh, the Carolinas, and then Florida. That's the 4 sections. And then across the bottom, it goes Florida, Louisiana, Texas, California-esque. And then up the side, it goes Oregon, Washington. And then like in the middle, there's other regional things. From the real Virginia. Now we live in Northern Virginia. So not East Virginia, West Virginia, because there's East Virginia, West Virginia, but it's all part of the Carolinas. Like, East Virginia, West Virginia, North Virginia, Virginia, and then I think North, South, East, West Carolina are also in that region, and then there's also I think maybe Georgia is in the Carolinas area also. Maybe, no, that might be in the Louisiana area. And it's all just make believe anyway. So arbitrary borders of nonsense. Don't forget Virginia ham. Oh, well, how could you forget Virginia ham? It's the third best ham. Of all the hams, you're going to get your third best ham in Virginia. With referring to Vancouver Island. Hey, that's here. In the U.S., VI generally refers to the Virgin Islands. What's Virginia's abbreviation? VA? Nice plane selection. I use all of them all the time. Don't let any of these idiots tell you otherwise, okay? I use all of them, and I use them frequently, and they can all just shut up. Have a good week, Mike et al. You also, my friend. Got to call my parents and edit some photos on your fancy photo software or whatever. Yes. Yes, Gretchen says. Here in Virginia, we call that country ham, and it's the number one ham. No, sorry. 3. I don't. It doesn't matter. Except the top one. I use the top one. I haven't used these top ones for a while. Those top ones there that I made like a long time ago, well before I started YouTube. They're not very good because I made them super early when I was like, I'm gonna make a hand plane. And they just have crappy blades, and I didn't do a very good job on them. But they were fun to make, and they're attractive, so they live up there. But. Oh, now we're talking. Now we're talking. Get a little bit of crust on them. A little bit of crust going on there now. Up there, out of frame, forgotten for all time. No, they're not forgotten. I look at them all the time. Just because you can't. You're just jealous. You can use it as planes to slice his onions. I should start doing that. Because you idiots will shut up about the dead spider. The spider wasn't dead! The spider's gone! I was sure that he was dead because he didn't move for weeks and weeks. But then I looked up, all of a sudden he's not there anymore. So he wasn't dead. And I don't know where he lives now. You wave as you pass by them? No, I don't wave as I pass by them, but I do say hello to them every time I walk into the shop. I walk in and I say, hello, planes. How's your day? The spider fell or got eaten. By what? What would it get eaten by? A bigger spider? Maybe? And if it fell, oh, I guess maybe it could just be on top of the... It could be on top of the cabinet, I guess. Dried up and fell off. Maybe. Yeah, that's a good point. He might have done that. Maybe he's sitting on... Oh, I guess he would have maybe fallen on a piece of lumber. Geckos? We don't have geckos. We have some lizards. Sean McGill, you still here? What are those cute little lizards that you guys got that are like invasive and like they're taking over down there? Okay, let's finish off these potatoes. Let's figure out what we're going to do. Mike has a huge spider creeping around his garage now waiting to pounce. Maybe if he got eaten by a bigger spider, like he was a pretty good size. So if he got eaten by a bigger spider, then I've got a pretty big ass spider in this shop someplace. All right. Okay, got onions back in here with these guys. European wall lizards. Yeah, they're cute little guys. Apparently they're really bad for the ecosystem though. They're like the Scotch broom of the animal world here on Vancouver Island. There we go, the onions mixed in with the potatoes. It's looking pretty good here so far. Just let that do for a minute. Oop. Get a little bit of that onioniness onto the potatoes. And then we'll hit it with some meat and cheese and stuff to finish it off. In the wood rack just waiting. He's just up there in the sapele just like, yep. He's going to come at me one time when I go up there for something. We all know what real... Yeah, no, we don't have those ones. You guys, you Australians, you guys and your spiders, man. Brown recluse hiding in the walnut. I don't think we have... Maybe we do. I don't know if we have those here. Doesn't matter. Something's going to kill me. If it's a spider, it's a spider. I don't know if you guys know this, and I hate to be the one to tell you if you don't know it, but you're going to die. It's a thing that's going to happen. And you don't know what it's going to be. So it might be a spider. What? Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Pecker. I mean, look it up. You can do your own, you can research it if you want. There has never been anybody who didn't. So far. I mean, I guess all the people currently alive on the planet haven't died. So that was wrong of me to say. Glyphosate is so toxic that a recent study found living within a 1 mile radius of a golf course increases your risk of Parkinson's disease by 126%. Also, in that study of 1 mile radius from golf courses, it also increases your risk of being a huge douchebag by 126%. That's just, it's science, you guys. It's not, I didn't decide. And not everybody who lives within 1 mile of a golf course, just it increases your chances. No brown recluse on Vancouver Island, however, you got black widows. Oh no! Yeah, it's... You guys just giving spider facts and stuff. Okay, let's finish off the potatoes here. These are going to be good. I don't know what I'm going to finish them with. Here, hold on. Let's see what I've got. That doesn't need to be on anymore. That'll work. The spicy Genoa Maestro salami. Maestro? I don't know. Whatever. We'll do like half that pack. And then we'll go with the provolone. Stack these up a little nicer so they cut a little nicer. We'll do them in quarters. Just chuck these in here. Yeah. Spicy Genoa salami in our potatoes and onions. We'll chop up some provolone slices. We'll huck those in there too. Maybe this was more salami than I needed. I can maybe put some back. I can put some back. Ah, whatever. Just do it. Get them in there. Whoa. That's what I'm talking about. That's going to be good dinner. What we'll do is we'll just go like that. And I'll go now. We'll rip them up. Rip them up. One more. One more. It's gonna be good. Leave that for a second. What is happening over here? I can never get in trouble from our spouses, as we never forget our anniversary. What is happening? I don't know what's happening. It's okay. You guys seem like you're having fun. It's fine. We're talking about how old Tim is. Tim was around for the invention of fucking music, you guys. Tim was there the first time somebody like banged on a thing in a rhythm, and everybody was like, dude, what was that? Tim's high school girlfriend ran off to join a caravan to go west across the prairies to go find land to stake claim to. And also, he had a job in lighting the street lights with fire before candles were invented. Like, the timeline is sketchy, but like Tim is fucking old, you guys. Tim played football with Jesus. Yeah, I think Tim was the one that decided that Jesus wasn't allowed to play receiver anymore because the ball kept going through his hands. So they made him a running back. She ran off with Adam, his high school girlfriend. That was bad. Do better. No, there's no better. There's no better. There's no do. You've probably seen her in town and checked out that fine. Used to be Tim's. Got sacked being the quarterback. They always got nailed. Oh! Okay. Food's almost done. And then just to piss everybody off, I'm going to smother the whole thing in fucking ketchup. I don't know if I'm going to do that. I feel like I should now, though. That'd be funny. Not strawberry sauce. Not strawberry sauce for the slightly spicy potatoes and Genoa salami and provolone. Might not eat anything. Might just raw dog it. Might not need a drizzle. I'm going to have a bite and then I'll decide. Mushrooms and tomato soup. And just sprinkle some cilantro on there and it'll be great. Phrasing. Are we not doing phrasing anymore? Oh, okay. So, speaking of Archer, I'm trying. I wouldn't say I tried. I am trying to get caught up. I gave up on it after, I gave it a good go. The first 4 or 5 seasons of Archer, the first 3 or 4 seasons of Archer are a really good show, and then it nosedived pretty hard, and then I stopped. I gave up on it altogether when I was just like, no, I don't like this anymore. But I'm back to it, and I picked up where I left off, being disappointed in it, and it's just not as funny. It's not as good. The writing isn't as good. The editing isn't as good. The characters' timing isn't as good. It's still okay. It's okay. But it's not... I'm not laughing like I used to laugh at it. And maybe that's me. Maybe I just don't have as much joy and laughter in me to come out. But I just don't think... I feel like the writing isn't as clever, and the timing, and therefore the directing. Is there a director in animated shows? But it's the timing isn't as good, the writing isn't as good, and it's just not as funny, because I feel like things that should be funny would have been funny if they had been delivered the way they used to be delivered. Whether that's in terms of the writing or the timing or the editing or whatever. That's good food, that is. That's good potatoes, that is. With a Mexican Coca-Cola? Yeah, it took me an hour and a half to make dinner. Mexican Coca-Cola. Thanks to my friend Paul Waldrop, who got me addicted to the Mexican Coca-Cola. Archer is a show that you can watch for a while, but then need a palate cleanser, so you watch Bob's Burgers. Bob's Burgers, I kind of wore thin on too. I was it was pretty okay for a bit. I got over it. But Archer was fucking hilarious for 3 or 4 seasons. And now it's just kind of meh. But I'm going to watch it. It's okay. I'm on like season 12 or something, I think. I don't know. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. I was so disappointed. Bought some great sliced smoked turkey for my sandwiches. Was making a small sandwich to eat. Well, because your stomach is only this big. I dropped 2 pieces of the turkey. So both pieces of turkey. Oh, cheesy Genoa salami, oniony potatoes, provolone. Mm-hmm. Are we sure Elvis died? Yep. I mean, depends what you mean by we. But like, people who aren't stupid idiots are pretty sure of that. Why am I so, I don't know why I'm being so judgy about some things tonight. Like people who live near golf courses and that's good potatoes. He says not putting strawberry sauce on his potatoes. It's true. It might be delicious. I don't know that it wouldn't be awesome. I feel like if it needs some sweet, the strawberry coulis may be the wrong kind of sweet. And if it needs a little bit of sweet, this is the right answer, I think. I got it from the fridge just in case because I think there's a little bit of spicy. There's a fair bit of salty because I salted the onions. I salted the potatoes. There's salt in the cheese. There's some salt in the salami. It's a fairly salty situation happening. I mean, there's salt in here too, but I'm going to give this a quick off to the side. For once in a while, once in a while you can just dip your fork in and then you go grab a couple of things. You don't need to overdo it. Chili jam would be good. I mean, I was going to say, like, even the chipotle mayo would probably be a decent, but that would just be more unnecessary spice. Like, it wouldn't make it any spicier, but it would kind of be an unnecessary. I think I maybe overdid it. A little bit heavy-handed with the cayenne pepper. The cayenne pepper is coming through a little bit too much. It's not too spicy, but it's just the flavor of the cayenne is coming through a little bit heavy. But overall, it's a pretty good potato dish. Uses a foot. That's not real eating. I know, we're using a tool. God, what an idiot. Chili jam and paper mayo. Pepper mayo? Chili jam with paper mayo. Yeah, I think he means pepper mayo. But he screwed it up. You're right. And we're right to point it out. You know what I should be using to eat is a CNC machine. Just make it do the work for me, right? You just hit the button and open your mouth, and then the CNC machine does all the work for you. Because that's what idiots think happens when you operate a CNC machine. You just push a button and it just does the thing. And by the way, if you are one of those people who thinks that CNCs are not woodworking, I don't apologize for calling you a stupid idiot. It's not the way I want to woodwork, but I don't care if it's the way that somebody else wants to. Paul's paying me. Now I can go get another one. I can go get another 4-pack. Wait, can I? $10. It's at 10 American dollars that then I get 7 of. And 7 American dollars is like maybe 9. So yeah, I could go get another 4. Thanks, Paul. It sucks that I went through the other side of my hunger. You guys know how that happens? Like, are you familiar with this, where you get super hungry and then you just keep not eating and then you don't feel hungry anymore after a while? And like, while I was cooking, I passed through the, like, I guess I'm not hungry anymore section, and now I've got this big plate of food that I am enjoying, but I'm not really feeling hungry. Turn to nose, hitting me with another 10 Australian monies. That's he says this is like $2 over there. It's not, though. 10 Australian monies is like only a little bit less than that Canadian monies. I think 10 Australian monies is probably like 9 Canadian monies. Why do you think your money isn't worth anything? You guys aren't that far off. I mean, last I checked, you guys were like not that much. Your money wasn't worth that much less than our money. What is this now? What is green? What's green mean? You're in the money. That just announces that you've been a member for 5 months? Is it like your anniversary or something? Why did that come up all green? I don't understand. Was that you giving me money? Why did it come up green? And also, that's the wrong your. going to bed. You all have a great week ahead. You too, man. Yeah, have a good night, man. Anyone see the Street Fighter live action trailer? I didn't even know they were making another Street Fighter. So I don't. That's not one that I am going to rush out for, I don't think. Who's in it? Who'd they get? Be like Tom Holland and Zendaya or whatever the shit her name is. Extended membership? Maybe. Oh, look at this. Now we got a $5. What's happening? Now it's... And he's got like a pink face guy with a backwards hat going, wow. I don't know, like YouTube is fucking weird, man. Let's celebrate their third super on a live stream. What is YouTube's giving me all kinds of shit here? What's... Yay, Eric did his third green thing. I don't know what's happening, you guys. I don't know what's happening. Nighttime. Matt's getting a green thing too now. This is a fun little reminder thing. Is that what it is? It's just saying, like, it's your anniversary or something? How come Gretchen didn't get one? Maybe because she didn't join the same time as everybody else. Because you guys all kind of batched in all at the same time right at the start, eh? Is it really like the actual anniversary of when everybody joined? Oh, Paul's telling me all the people that are in the movie, and I don't recognize any of those names. Oh, I made Jason Momoa. Okay. Yeah, sure. No, I'm not going to rush out to watch a Street Fighter movie, I don't think. Priority reply chats. We can post it manually. You can make your comments just do that whenever you want. That's obnoxious. If you were doing that all the time, I'd be like, no, keep your money. If they all came up with like a big green bar all the time. I'm glad it doesn't automatically do that. I didn't tell it to message you. Oh, that's a thing you can do. That's a situation. That was too many. Too many potato. Watch the trailer, you'll change your mind. It looks too fun to resist. I don't know. It takes a lot to get me geared up for a movie these days, but we'll see. We'll see. That might be a wait for Netflix one. But who knows where things go anymore? Can't even really do that because it's like I don't know if I'm going to have the platform that it's going to get released on, you know? Like, if I just like, you know what, I'm not going to rush out and see it in theater. I'll wait till it comes to streaming. And then it comes out on like fucking Amazon or something. Or Hulu or just all of the damn Crave. There's too many. I'm not buying all of the damn streamings. I'm not. Because then what was the point of getting rid of cable? Like the reason we all hated cable was because we kept having to pay for like batches of channels. And it was like it just $10, $10, $10 to add batches of channels and shit. And we've just ended up back there. Because then if we want all of the stuff, we gotta do the Netflix and the Amazon Prime and the Hulu and the Crave and the Paramount, whatever their bullshit thing is called, and the HBO, and we've ended up back where we started that we didn't like. Thank you, Eric, for paying to correct your. You didn't need to pay money to correct your, but I appreciate it. Oh, this is good potato. I don't know. I didn't probably need this many. It's delicious. I might take a mid-dinner break to have a cigarette because I haven't had a cigarette for a while. Whew. There's a little bit of the cayenne bite coming through on the back end that I really quite like, actually. Peckerwood Customs. Well, Peckerwood Customs has become a channel member. Welcome to the whatever this you get. Now you get a little star, and then your name turns green, and you get to watch videos when they're ready. Even though usually they're only ready like at the time of release. This week it was a couple days. This week's video came out on Wednesday night late for me, I think. Is it Thursday night? It was a couple of days. It was a couple of days advance. Oh, let's check out the top fans. Because Paul gave me money. That's right. I was like, how is Paul up there? But look at you guys with all your crowns and your points. Turn to nose, rocking some points too. Wow. Ozzy's coming. Hey, another member. He got his name. He got his star. What did I do to deserve this? Is it the potatoes that did it? I should make delicious potatoes more often. Wow. We're preparing for your medical bills from those dishes. Well, sorry to break it to you, but I'm not going to have any medical bills. Because I don't know if I've mentioned this or not, but I live in Canada. We don't have medical bills. Because that's stupid, you guys. The fact that you have medical bills is stupid. Like, it just is. There's no reason for it. No, there is reason for it, and the reason for it is capitalism and profit and whatever. But like, it's still stupid. You have to admit that it's stupid. I guess you don't have to. Australia is similar to Canada. Not all medical is covered. The only medical that isn't covered in Canada is like elective, and that's not really medical. Like anything that could actually kill you. Okay, it's not true. I would consider mental health. Mental health is still lacking in overall universal coverage. Dental is still kind of, it's getting there. Dental is getting there. We're getting closer on pharmacare. So we're getting closer on prescriptions and medication being included. And dental is now covered for based on your income. So it's now a benefit for if you can't afford it yourself for like dental coverage. So dental is now universal for like low bracket, and I think it's low bracket and old people. So like Tim, even though Tim makes hundreds of thousands of dollars a year, he would still be covered for full dental here in Canada because he's fucking old as shit. I gotta take a rest on that. I gotta take a breather. I got a pretty good dent in it though. Like I'm getting there. Okay. Cigarette break. Not really a break. I'll still be in and out. Oh, I had to take I have to take a smoke break in the middle of food. Like this is. We have some bulk billing doctors, but I go private doctor because I think the free service should be for people who can't afford it. What's bulk billing doctor? What does that mean? Like they bill in bulk? I'm not sure what that. Oh, is that like public? So their bulk billing is what's called like a private or a public facility or something? Hundreds of thousands of dollars. I mean, it's fine, Tim. You can, how are you that old and you still haven't figured out how to make hundreds of thousands of dollars a year? Like, your investments should be making you hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. Like, you could have just bought like one share or like you buy like one gold coin when you went on the gold rush, when you went out to California to do the gold panning. Dude, like hundreds of years old and you're still not making hundreds of thousands of dollars a year? Like, that's on you, my friend. You've been around this long and haven't figured it out how to do. Like, Bulk billing is free charges to Medicare instead of you. Okay, so that's the phrase. Okay, I just didn't know what the phrasing was. I was like, what's bulk billing? Gonna go hit the hay. Okay, night, Paul. We'll see you next week. Just invested in you, Mike. Make me money. Well, yeah, I mean, I guess if you had bought shares in my company, which don't exist, is that a thing you can just do? Can you just like create a publicly traded company? Like, could I guess I could, hey? I could have stocks or whatever. Shares. People could buy shares in the company, but then there'd be like oversight. And then I'd be like responsible to those people who bought in, and they'd get to like make some decisions. Would I need to have a CEO? Would I be the CEO if I made a company that had shares? No, I would be the. What would I be? I would be like the talent or whatever. Would I have to hire a CEO? No, I need like a board of directors or some shit. Obviously I don't know corporate structure. Because it's bullshit. Also, you would absolutely lose money if you invested in this company. That's not true. I'm solvent. As a company, I make profit. Not enough that I can share it with you guys. If I shared it, I would stop. If I was sharing the profits with shareholders, I wouldn't be making enough to do that and make it worth still doing. It's barely worth still doing as it is. If you have to ask, don't do it. I have no interest in doing it. I was just like, in a hypothetical world, if I was like, I'm gonna launch shares, like, would I be the CEO, or would I have to get one? Like, or just go out and be like, hey, who wants to be my CEO? I'll give you some peanut butter pretzels. What's the red case on your plane wall? There is a Pocky one chip challenge. It's a stupidly spicy chip that Mr. Paul Waldrop sent me. It's like, yeah, it's one chip in a bag that you gotta eat without having anything to drink for like 10 minutes or something. And then you win if you do that. I don't know. But it's like a bajillion Scovilles. See you next week. Eyes are burning. Picture Mike with a monocle and bowler hat like the Monopoly guy. Mr. CEO over here. The way you described me, it sounded more like Mr. Peanut than the Monopoly guy. But good night, Gretchen. We'll see you next week. How much would we have to invest for him to use his planes? I use my planes all the damn time. If you watched me make a guitar live here on the internet between Christmas and New Year's, you watched me use my planes like at least a half a dozen times. And also shut up. It's pepper pain in a box. Yeah, I don't think it's going to be fun. Like, I don't really consider that one a gift from Paul. That one feels like he's gonna get a chuckle out of that. That feels like a gift to Paul when I do that. It'll hurt more than one time. Yeah, that's the rumor. It's actually not as bad the first time as it is the second. That's what I hear. But, I'll do it eventually. I've already decided that I'm not going to do it on a day that I'm having a good day. Because why would you do that to yourself? Like, do it on a day that's already shit. Because then, it doesn't wreck a good day by doing it. Put a roll of toilet paper in the freezer first. Idea. I think I have a better idea than that. I'll do it the day after I do it. I'll go to my parents' house for the day because they have a bidet. And I'll just start. I'll go to my parents' place and I'll be like, I'm just going to hang out here for the day. Is that cool with you guys? And they'll be like, sure, we love having you around or whatever. And I'll go to the ice machine and I'll get a big Ziploc bag full of ice and I'll put it in the bidet. And then when the situation happens, I'll be ready. Icy bidet. That's what. Yes. Ooh, milk bidet. No. Milk bidet is a cool band name. Turn to Nose is leaving too. All right. Yeah, go make something. This is nonsense. Thanks for coming, though. Appreciate it. And thanks for joining the membership or whatever. Going to the parents' place to dump a chili poo. I mean, they're the ones with the bidet. I don't have one. I don't fill it with ice. I think this is a good idea. I think, like, of all my ideas I've ever had, like, this one's up there. Just finished making some sawdust, which is why I only made it now. Oh, we've been having a good time. We've been having a good time. I made some delicious potatoes that I'm just taking a break from because I made too many. There's been fun convos. We had some people join the membership program. We talked about becoming a corporation and people having shares and losing money because this business is not very good. I'm going to go back to my potatoes. Johnny's here. They were better hot. Still pretty good though. Yeah. Made fried potatoes with onions and spicy Genoa salami and provolone. And I'm pretty full now. I gotta say, like, that was a lot, and I still got not a quarter left, but not sure I'm down for water sprayed on my ass while I'm doing the business. It's not well. You don't do it like it's not at the same time. You heathen. It's like a one and then the other. Like it's not shooting shit back up at you. Like it's a meat and taters. Yeah, dude, it was good. You should have been here. It was like that's a good meal. It was like a meat and taters and onions and cheese. Will Graves. Is that a new name? How you doing, man? We're having fun. We're having fun hanging out. Don't you have snow at this time of year? Nope. Go drag your tail in the snow. No, if we did, that is something I could do. But we don't get snow here very much. I'm in the good part of Canada. There are other good parts. Not all the parts that get snow are shitty. If we get snow, it's unlikely we will at this point. We may still get, never say never. Most years we'll get one dump of snow or two, and we haven't yet. So there's still all of February that it could happen. They usually will get one in December and one in February. We didn't get our December one. But it's Canada. Yeah, but I'm right on the coast. So that's like saying, we have the same climate here as Washington State. So it rains a fair bit. Actually hasn't really been doing that this winter that much either, to be honest. Because the fucking oil companies are wrecking our planet. Not gonna. Daffodils are starting to flower. I know, we still might get it though, Sean. We still might get one. Don't get your bike tuned up just yet. You haven't stopped riding it though, have you? Isn't it a temperate rainforest? There are rainforesty aspects of it. I'm on Vancouver Island off the coast of BC. It's part of BC. But I'm just off the west coast of Canada, still in Canada, but Beckham Krasniki, my friend, how are you? How are you, my friend? Love to hang out with you guys. Okay, you do you. I love seeing you. Thanks for popping in. Just noticed I'm not on live, stupid YouTube. Oh, really? Yeah, everybody, if you don't move the bar all the way to be live. Sometimes it's weird. I don't know why it does that. So what's the majority of the weather like there? Here in on Vancouver Island in my town, um, I mean it's temperate. It's like we don't get super hot, we don't get super cold. We get warm and we get rain and we like generally summers we won't hit. I mean, we might in heat waves hit 30s. We hit 40 a couple of years ago. But like and for the Americans that's like I don't know, 90. Our summer is like we have 90-degree summers and 40-degree winters that rain. I mean, just speaking in general terms, from like November to March, we're in the we're in the 40s with rain, and then from April to September, we're in the 70s to 90s. There's a 20 to 25 degree range from hot to cold here, it seems. Yeah, that sounds about right. Like when it's cold here, it's like 5. And when it's hot here, it's like 30. So for my American friends, that would be when it's cold here, it's like 40. And when it's hot here, it's like 90. We do, I mean, it's got some variation. We hit a couple of years ago, we did a calculation on the show when we said how hot it was, and it was like 110 one day when we were doing the show. And like some days, these days in the morning, there's frost on the on the windows. So like, there's been a couple of mornings the last little while that I've woken up and it's been like -3, which for my American friends is like 28, probably something like that. Big shocker from what I was used to, where it would go from -35 to +40. Yeah, I grew up in Saskatchewan, my friend, and then so yeah, yeah, it was. It's nice. It's nice. So y'all are Texas without the heat, and yeah, I was gonna say some things, but I'm not gonna. Yep, kinda, and wetter, I would say, but I don't know much about Texas, other than it's your guys' big state, and it's like it wouldn't even qualify here. It would be like our third smallest province or something. That's a good question. What would Texas be if Texas was a Canadian, just in terms of like square kilometers? It's bigger than New Brunswick. It's bigger than PEI. It's bigger than Nova Scotia. Bigger than Newfoundland, Labrador. And that's probably it. So it would be our fifth smallest province. Yeah, probably. Yukon? I don't know. Is Texas bigger than Yukon? Somebody Google that shit. Looking at 1 degree F here this coming week. So that's, I don't know, minus 15, maybe? I don't know what that is. Mild winters and the rest of the time it's tropical. Yeah, pretty much. Currently 32 F there, so 0 degrees. That's our nighttime low these days. And not even every night. Well, like I said, we get 30. There was a morning this week where it was like -3 in the morning. Yukon is 40% larger than Texas. Okay, never mind. That was the only one that I could think. So yeah, Texas, I guess, would be our 5th smallest province if it inland area, if it just to do a comparison. Only the island and Vancouver metro area have nice weather. The rest of BC gets cold and covered in snow. True. What about Haida Gwaii? I don't know that they get a bunch of snow, do they? What about like the north coast? Oh, Kitimat gets huge snow. But like Prince Rupert? Do they get big snow? Yes, Texas is bigger. Texas is bigger than 4 Canadian provinces. Big ass snow. It's a question. Does Prince Rupert get big ass snow? I know Kitimat does. Terrace does. But they're a little bit inland. Doesn't matter. Not going there. Think I might get wrapped up for tonight, actually, you guys. Every time I look at Haida Gwaii, it's just pouring rain on them. Yeah, that was my thought too. Apparently it's super pretty, but oh yeah, I'm pretty tired. Oh, I gotta make a quote. Does anybody watching right now do furniture refinishing? Do I have any furniture refinishers here? I gotta make a quote for a refinishing job. My Australian friends, Australian Blackwood table refinishing. The moving company that moved them from Tasmania to here did some damage to the table and the chair when they moved them here. And I'm supposed to quote the repair. And I think I know how much work it would be for me to do, but I want to be realistic for the quote to go to the people who are going to be paying it, like probably insurance company that will pay for the moving company's insurance to pay for the repair of the table. I'll figure it out. I'll call it, I don't know, 600 probably. It's like a big ding in the edge of the problem is the table is like a rounded bevel, and it's on the rounded bevel that the damage has happened. So I'm going to have to take back the finish off the rounded bevel aspect of the table. And then I'll probably make a custom scraper that's contoured to that bevel and take it down. And then the visual break in that from top to rounded bevel has a natural line. So I don't necessarily need to match the finish perfectly because there's a visual distinction there anyway. What was the finish? It was some sort of catalyzed lacquer, unfortunately. They asked them and they gave them they told them what the actual finish was so they could pass it along to me, and it has the word lacquer in it. So, but it's not a thick, like heavy plasticized type finish. Don't quote yourself short. Oh, I'm not going to quote myself short because it's a quote that is going to an insurance company. Like, it's going to the moving company to give their insurance company. So the option is, like, you can pay this to have it refinished, or you can buy them a new third of a table because it's got a leaf. So the company that made the table in Tasmania said, we'll send you a new third of a table that matches the other two sides. So, but that'll be probably $3,000. Not French polish. No, it's not a French polish, but it is a lacquer based finish. So it is a film forming plasticized finish, but it is very close to the wood. It's not thick ass. So I feel like if I get the contour of that bevel and then scrape it back, and then whatever I refinish the edge with, it doesn't have to perfectly match the top finish because there's going to be a visual break at that angle. And I've talked to them about, like, how this is going to go. So you could strip and refinish the whole leaf and then hope that it matches the other two sections of the table. You could strip and refinish the whole table, and then it'll all match itself because it'll all be refinished together. Or we can do a spot repair and then hope that it's pretty okay. A bad experience with lacquer, or however you spell it. Yeah, lacquer can be a kind of a bitch. Most of my bad experiences have been with liquor. Yeah, that mine too. But also some pretty good ones. Stayed gummy and never dried and severely yellowed. You were using some bad lacquer then too. Stayed gummy. Did you spray it in a... Trying to think of why it would stay gummy. Did you spray it? Or was it a spray lacquer? Was it a brush on lacquer? If it was a brush on lacquer, was it fresh? Or was it a can you got sitting around for a couple years? If it was an old dead can that you shouldn't have been using, it may have stayed not cured. Or if you applied it in temperature that was too hot or too cold for the chemical bonding to have go the whole tabletop if you can get the money. I don't want to. I would rather not do the job than get the money to do a refinish on that entire table. That's the problem, is like, I don't really want to do it anyway, but I will to help them out and to make a few bucks if it's just re-breaking that edge and making it so that it doesn't absorb moisture. If I could just refinish that once, if I can just do that one section and have them be happy with that, I'll do it for some money. But I absolutely don't want to. If it was like, we're going to have to strip and refinish the table, I would tell them to ship it out to an actual furniture refinishing place. I don't want to do that job. I can't even. The amount they would have to pay me would be like, you might as well buy a new table. Like, here's your quote for $10,000 to refinish your $8,000 table. I think even a refinish, like a professional refinishing operation, like by a company that does that, would their quote would be more than the actual furniture company sending them a new third of the table. Where should I go, to Lowe's or Home Depot? For what? Finishing store. Oh, auto parts stores are not the best place to get finishes for wood. It's true. There are some finishes that are okay at places like Lowe's and Home Depot. That's where I get my Watco. When I'm spraying lacquer in a rattle can, this is the product that I use. It is by a company called Watco Lacquer. I get this at Home Depot. You can probably also get it at Lowe's. It's a fairly ubiquitous lacquer product. I like it. It can be a little bit finicky. You want to do light coats from a ways away from it, and then sometimes you're like sort of scuffing in between with a high grit sandpaper between coats. But it's relatively simple to apply and get good results from, if that helps at all. If we're still talking about lacquers. Don't buy anything from Varathane. Everything that I've ever bought from the company labeled Varathane has been garbage. It's overstating it, but I've never been happy to have used a Varathane branded product. I haven't used them all, but every time I've used something that had Varathane on it, like written on it as the company, I don't like. Their whatever it's called, diamond coat water-based spray finish. It's just throw your project in the fire, because you're making it worse. careful if old lacquer is water-based or oil-based. It should be alcohol-based if it's lacquer. Should it not? I don't think I've ever, well, the solvent in lacquer should not be water. The solution that the lacquer is carried in should not be water or oil. One of the best things about Watco, if you put too much on, let it cure, then light sand and try again. Yeah, you can sand it back and still have it build, and then you're just, yeah. You got to be careful with witness marks though sometimes, like if you get big drips and then you sand those back and then you do another coat over the top of them, where those drips were can show through. But the idea of lacquer is that the layers burn into each other and they get rid of some of that on their way as they're building. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe that helps. Like I said, light sprays, it dries pretty quick, so you can do multiple coats in a day. But light sprays from a little ways away, instead of like going slow and holding the button, it's like psst, 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 from like a foot, maybe 16 inches. Psst, 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 and then leave it for 20 minutes, half an hour. Psst, 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 psst. Walk away. Light, slow build. Anyway, we actually talked about woodworking a little bit tonight, right at the end there, you guys. That's cool. It doesn't always happen. If you have not watched today's video release about the bandsaw, I would appreciate it if you would go and do that and give it a like and leave a comment, ask a question, something to engage with the algorithm for me so that YouTube thinks that people actually give a shit. And then maybe show it to some more people, and then, you know, et cetera, et cetera. And until next week, what's going on this week? I'm going to do some turning this week. I'm going to record some turning videos to just have them in the bank, so to speak, to have something sitting there ready to go. And then I'm going to get editing on guitars. Guitar videos are going to be coming over the next couple of months. I've got some guitar build videos coming. And I'm going to, one of them is the tight edit of the live show guitar. And then another one is going to be the sisters, and then Sean's bass. So I got to make I'm going to do some quick turning videos to just have sitting there while I'm working on those. So, and then it's a big cabinet project, big time cabinet project coming up after that. So stay happy, stay healthy, stay safe, everybody. Thanks to everybody who threw money at me tonight. That's always awesome when that happens, or joined the membership group. Patreon.com/wooden things and stuff is another great way to pitch in. And I appreciate all of you. Be kind to each other. Be kind to a stranger tomorrow. And, or don't let me tell you what to do. You live your life. Be kind to each other. Be kind to yourselves. Stay happy, stay healthy, and stay safe. And we will see you again in 1 week's time for another episode of Doo-doo-boop-a-doo. Oh, I didn't do the Mike's Never Had This Food Before. Okay, dessert. The Mike's Never Had This Food Before. All right, so dessert. I fooled you. I fooled you. Some of you turned it off. Some of you turned it off, and now you're going to miss the Mike's Never Had This Food Before. And Mikey B showed up just in time. I was just signing off, and then I remembered that I had a Mike's Never Had This Food Before. Mikey B was here. I got this when I was with Mikey B at the dollar store. And he got a different one. And we each got two, actually. But this, I didn't try this one. This is the Meteor. The dollar store, this is like the Temu Mars bar, basically. It's like the dollar store equivalent of a Mars bar called Meteor. There are two of them in here. We'll give it a go. The Twix one was pretty good. What was it called? Like Duo? Or something like the Twix ripoff dollar store one? Was it $1? They were two for $1.50. That's why we each got two. So there's only 75 cents. Which makes each one of these halves only 37.5 cents. It's smaller than a Mars bar. It's not as girthy. And it absolutely looks lower quality. Nah. It's the wrong texture. It's either the wrong ratio of the caramel, so that there's like a nougat and then a caramel and then it's all covered in chocolate, and the ratio of those parts is wrong, and it creates the texture that's kind of like Play-Doh-y. Like it's maybe too much caramel and it congeals it kind of. It's not bad, like as its own thing. But you're kind of, when you look at it and you're kind of expecting it to be Mars bar-esque, and it's totally not. It throws you a little bit. If they didn't have this picture on it, and therefore I wasn't expecting it to be like a Mars bar, I probably would think this was pretty okay. That's a good point, Sean. I don't know if it's bad or if it's stale. Like, it's entirely possible that this has been sitting in the dollar store for like 14 years. Product of Turkey. I was not expecting that. It was made in Turkey. Best before. Oh, what the shit is that? That shouldn't be allowed. You can't even read that. The best before date is printed over where it says best before. So you can't even read the best before date. Like best before is printed on there, and then when they put the best before date on it, they printed it over where it says best before, so you can't read it. It's okay. As its own thing. Meh. It's a 5. It's a 5. It's a perfectly meh. Right down the middle. As its own entity. As a Mars bar knockoff, it's not good. Like if it's supposed to be like a cheaper Mars bar, it's like a 2 because it's not that. But as its own independent entity, it's perfectly meh. It's perfectly adequate. It's an okay chocolate bar. So take that for what you will. Probably won't get it again because the Twix ripoff one, the Temu Twix, was good. Like the Duo or whatever it was called. The off-brand Twix was a good chocolate bar. Like it was. Mike B said that he thought he liked it better than a Twix. And I wouldn't disagree with that. It was as good. Slightly different ratios of things, but not like this thing. This thing is like this. You can't even. Don't put the picture on it. Take the picture off it, and then it's fine. Then people like. I guess then people wouldn't know. But no, it as a thinking it's a discount Mars bar. It's a 2. As its own thing, 5. That's it. Now we're done. Stay happy, stay healthy, stay safe, everybody. Don't get the meatier chocolate bar at the dollar store. Or maybe get it and then tell me whether you agree. Bye, everybody. All the things that I said before still apply. Be kind to each other. Be kind to yourselves. Stay happy, stay healthy, stay safe. You dollar store chocolate bars. Yeah, well, I wanted to try it, Dave. Thanks for showing up 2 hours and 40 minutes late to the show. There was lots of fun that we had that you missed. That's my boy Dave Simcox right there. Good to see you, my friend. I wish you would have come earlier so that we could have hung out. Because this is as hangouty as I get with my friends. Hey, I'm just saying. Sometimes we make guitars here, Dave. You should come along. What else are you doing on Saturday nights? I made dinner. I made potatoes and Genoa salami and onions and provolone. And then we talked about stuff and it was fun. And you just... Nope. You got 3 half-built guitars over here. Learning to type faster. Why? You're pretty good at typing. I feel like you were always pretty good at typing. You trying to get a new job as a stenographer? So you don't actually make guitars. I will have you know that I have, in fact, completed a guitar and almost two. So there. And I have 4 more that are almost is a relative term, I suppose. Almost a bass as well. Yes, I have. Okay, so quick update. I guess we'll just keep fucking going. So the bass is still in the same place that it was. This is the neck blank, truss rod and things ready to go. This is fretboard ready to go on there. This is what it ends up like after all things are said and done. And it goes on this guy. Book match, quarter sawn Sapele over cherry. That's the bass. Hold on, let me get the things straight here. This is the Purple Heart Purple Heart top over walnut, Purple Heart maple, and Purple Heart maple neck with Indian rosewood fretboard. On this guy, that's going to be Beauty. Then we got the one that we're making here on the show, the live guitar, which is the spalted maple, book match spalted maple, Purple Heart fretboard over Purple Heart maple, Purple Heart. This one it already has its contours and things. It just needs basically final sanding and finish and frets. And this one is like 2 steps behind. It just needs its contours and things still. And that's about it. So there. I would say 2 of those at least qualify as almost guitars. You guys got preferred software for anything to lay out and outline? Template shape with some round parts. Though I don't do software. I don't do design software. I barely do plans. I kind of just like it all, and then it comes out how it comes out. Look, it's so pretty. Yeah, right? Love the headstock shape. Me too. I like the headstock shape, and I like the little. I mean, it's less Paul-y, it's less Paul-esque, but I've done a thingy down here that I kind of like. I take that line and then that kind of mimics up through there. It's like it's got some design aspects that kind of like it's a little bit bigger cut through down here than a Les Paul. It's a little bit sloped off at the back side here than a Les Paul. Based on, but played with, I guess, in terms of design. You could make an air guitar band. I could. You don't know that I don't. You don't know that I don't already have one of those, Dave. We jam every Tuesday night, maybe. You don't know. Fucking guy out here making assumptions. Want to make the perfect shape for comfort. I mean, I think that's what we all want to do with everything, right? And make the perfect shape. The repeating motif to develop harmony. This is all, yep, it came out of a textbook. I still have that textbook, I think. Inspired by, I mean, inspired, like it's inspired by the Les Paul shape, but I took the Les Paul shape and then I just did a couple of things that I liked better. That one looks comfortable. I think so. And I think it's smaller. It's smaller enough that it's lost enough of its weight. Like Dawn is heavy as fuck, man. Like it's stupid heavy. And so these ones I made a little bit thinner. I made a little bit thinner and a little bit narrower and a little bit short, and it makes it a little more. It's almost parlor size Les Paul ish, but it's relieved a lot of its weight problems. So, and then the one that I made live that's currently getting its frets installed because I didn't feel like it, is a semi-hollow body Telecaster-y kind of thing, but a similar shape. And it's got finish on it and everything. It's literally getting its frets pressed in, and then I gotta drop some pickups in it, and it's ready to go. We got to jam again soon. It's been too long. It's still going to be 2 more weeks. I know. Wait, are we doing next Wednesday? Wasn't there talk about maybe doing a Wednesday one because Thursdays keep not working? Dave, meet my buddy Mike. Mike, that's my buddy Dave. Dave's who I used to jam with. And Mike is who I currently jam with. Mike is my drummer. Yes, let's do an online jam session. Yeah, like, and everything can be just like a half a second delayed from each other. That'll sound great. Because like internet speeds and shit, and everything's just a slightly off. That'll got hardware picked out. Yes, I have hardware picked out for everything. Chrome on these guys, I think. Seymour Duncan JB something pickup in one of them, and I've got all the things. I don't know. I have buckets of things. And then there's the pickups for the bass, and there's a little back panel for one of these guys. Come on. So they both get like flamey maple back plates. Yeah. So that's where the guitars are at. And then I've got a fifth one that's like, yeah. Anyway. So that's those. But yeah, I got to get all of these wrapped up. And then I'm going to make the Hyrulean cabinet, which is going to be an ordeal. But I'm excited to see where it goes. What do you mean, what? I'm going to make a Hyrulean cabinet. What's so complicated about that? It's a cabinet that is shaped like this. This is going to be, the idea is going to be like a curved front door that's the Hylian shield. And then it's going to, I've never done a curved front anything, so I'm pushing myself a little bit. A curved front, shield-shaped front door that opens up into a cabinet of some kind that will hold things. As cabinets do. What's it going to hold, you ask? I don't know yet. I want to make a cabinet with doors that are shaped like a Hylian shield. And so I'm gonna. Maybe I'll just put screws in it. Maybe they're just like little, you open the doors and then it'll have little drawers and they'll have screws or something. I don't know. Or I don't know. Anything. I didn't know what the last cabinet was going to hold. Now it holds candy and Band-Aids. Like, yeah, that's pretty much it. Candy, chocolate bars, and Band-Aids. I dare you to come on live with your beard braided next time. Braids don't work as well in beards as you think. If you see somebody with a beard that's braided, that motherfucker is like 3 times as long as those braids. Like, you lose so much when you braid a beard. Like, I braid my beard and it would be like this long and it would look stupid as shit. So, anyway, we're going to go now. We've said that 3 times already, but then people keep showing up late that I want to hang out with. So, I got to go. I got to make a quote for a table repair and send it off to them to send to their insurance company. And then I got to go to bed because tomorrow I have to teach resin charcuterie board class. Yeah. So, guilty. The more people coming late, you guys, it's the same time every week. Like, Jesus. Same day, same time, within like 3 minutes. It's no excuses. You put it in your phone. Stay happy, stay healthy, stay safe. Be kind to each other. Be kind to yourself. Be kind to a stranger. And we'll see you in a week. Or not. I mean, if I would have ended the show the first time I said, okay, bye, everybody, then I wouldn't have seen a ton of you this week. So I was here, then I left because you said you were done. I know, right? Because people kept showing up like, hey, I'm here. Sorry, I'm late. And then I kept, now I'm done. Now I'm done. No more encores. Good night, Seattle. And everybody else.